Okay guys, so I wanted to show you a couple of things related to how to answer questions in a context for AI. Part of the process is we need to get the content. We need to be able to have the transcripts of conversations. It's super important to be able to do that from presentations and so on and so forth. But in real life is that you may not be able to find the right source at the right time. So I'm going to show you a couple of ways to get sources from transcripts, and from there we'll see what else can we do. The first one I want to show you is with Gemini. So in Gemini, you select the fast. You don't need the pro or anything else. Just the fast one should be enough. And what you do is you drag a video there. The video that I have here already dragged is this one.
Every day, people carry invisible walls that separate them from loved ones, joy and peace. These walls, built from trauma and unresolved stress, impact every aspect of life.
Okay, but as easy, it could be a sound file, an MP4, or something like that that you want to get transcript for. So once you have it, you drag it here and you ask, translate or provide the transcript of the attached video. And you execute. And it is pretty good at doing that. So now you have the transcript. So options. Let's say you're in a conversation with a customer and you need to get a recording of the conversation. So I have a couple of ways to do that myself. So one is with the phone. The phone has a fantastic tool called memos, voice memos. So in the voice memos, you can just press the recording button and have a conversation with somebody. Make sure that you get permission before you start anything. You don't want to record in secret conversations. That is a major liability for you, for anybody. You can also do it from the Apple Watch. It has the option to do that. Or in my case, I have this little thing. It's a device like this. It's a recording tool, super simple. You just press this button in the middle and it starts recording, and then you press it again and it stops recording. This one provides the transcript itself, but if you don't have it, you can just record it and then do the same thing. Drop the MP4 instead of the or the MP3 into Gemini and get the transcript. Now that you have that, that's when you can start getting more details about it. So some time ago, we recorded a webinar that we were having with somebody else, and we needed to ask some questions and we needed to understand what it is. So now we're at a point that we are facing challenges regarding interactions with people on LinkedIn. And we wanted to know, okay, how can we proceed? As humans, we don't know exactly everything, how to respond when the conversation doesn't want to move forward. How do we do that? Well, let's ask ChatGPT. So this particular program was done with the intent of teaching us about that. What I can ask is exactly what is happening with the clients in our side. So let's ask that question. But before I continue, there's a little issue that happens when conversations go really long. The chatbot starts hallucinating and starts going really slow. So one of the things that many people do is they delete the conversation and it starts all over again, or get like the prompt or the summary of the conversation, use that to start a new conversation. That is an option, but there's a better one. So what you can do is, again, you go to ChatGPT, and instead of doing that, you ask ChatGPT to prepare a summary that you can use with the purpose of doing this with the conversation that you're having. That's one option if you want to get that conversation and port it over to a different chatbot. For example, I use it to get some insights from ChatGPT and move it to Claude, because Claude is very human-like in the way it expresses itself. Or if I want to delve deep into something, I move it into Gemini and I ask Gemini to do a research or find facts about that particular topic online. So it expands what I'm doing. But another thing that is built into Gemini, into ChatGPT, and into Claude are projects or conversations like this. So in projects, what you do is you create a new project and you add things to the project, conversations. And every time you create a new conversation, everything that happens inside that conversation becomes part of what the chatbot is able to tap into to inform future conversations. So it's the context that it needs to be able to give you more. For example, I go to, in this case, I'm going to go to marketing. So marketing stuff here, and you can start having the conversation here. So everything you talk about in that chat is going to be part of that conversation. So in this case, what I want to do is I want to extract everything from that webinar that we attended and use that for the next conversation, because I'm going to have it in a different environment. I'm going to have it in a different place. So let's have that. Let's take that from that meeting that we were having. Let me see, I have here already a canvas that summarizes that. So basically, that canvas I'm going to use. So I'm going to download the canvas as a PDF. And now that I have it downloaded, I'm going to go to Claude. That's another one. You can do it inside ChatGPT itself. You can, if you have it in projects, you don't have to do this. Just add a new conversation inside a project and start the conversation there. It will pull the context that it needs from the other one. And you can ask, please refer back to another conversation that I had with you in this project. So in this case, I want to have a little bit more human response, and I really like the way Claude talks. So what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to this conversation, I'm just going to drag the PDF that we just had, drop it there, and explain the situation that we're having. So in this case, for example, in LinkedIn, we are having conversations with potential customers on behalf of one of our customers that is offering a training. In this particular case, they're offering training for a specific trauma therapist type and the subjects in the conversation thank us for the thing that we offer, that we bring, because we, in the conversation, we always start the conversation with them offering something. We don't come up to the conversation with our hands empty. We offer a PDF or a link or something that we think is going to be of interest to that person. So in this case, we're talking about this. They're having issues with the conversation. So we're saying, okay, for a specific therapist, type in the subject of the conversation, thanks for the gift, PDF or link do we offer, and stop the conversation. Help us come up with ideas on how to proceed. You can use the attached document as the background of how we use what we learned in a webinar. Okay, so I need to give some ideas to the chatbot on how to help us walk through this process. What I like to do is not just give him like, oh, you're an expert in marketing or an expert salesperson. That doesn't give you much, but I need to be specific on the specific cases that we're working on. So in this case, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, you are an expert. You are a marketer and sales expert in a specific field, in therapist, and therapy for mental health. So this provides a frame. It's not a generic salesperson. It's a sales expert and a marketer in that particular context. The next thing I need to do is I need to explain who is this conversation happening with. So conversations, we are having are with therapists that are not trained in the type of therapy our client offers. Okay, so that's the next thing. We give him that. Now let's give a little bit more context. The therapy that is being offered, the plans start at a particular price. So now he knows what is it that we're trying to offer. The therapy our client offers is cost around $5,000. Okay, and it is provided over 3 months over on weekends. So now it knows what the product is, what the service is, what is it that we're offering, who is being offered to, and the issues that we're having, and the kind of persona that we're expecting that the chatbot is going to act as. Now that we have all this, let's ask the question. We haven't even asked the question. So the question is, please give us idea. No, please. We don't have to say please. It's just the way I speak with everybody. Give us a way to continue conversations over LinkedIn when the client, the prospect, does not react beyond thank you. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to have this copy. I'm going to send it, and I'm going to do the same thing for this other tool. So I'm going to do exactly the same thing in Gemini. I'm going to drop the same document. I'm going to say, you know what, do the pro thingy, think, that's, think. And then we're going to go the same thing with this. I'm going to go to marketing. Marketing stuff. Here we go. Now, I don't have the whole transcript in this one, in this thing, but we can try the same question inside the context where we have it. I'm going to just mention that in this particular case, it can refer back to the conversation that we have there. So you can refer to this project. Okay, so I'll drop it there, and I'm gonna go to process, and Claude should have something already there. It's already given us some ideas. So this is interesting. The way they're proposing is, look at this. It says, instead of pushing towards a call, pull them back into the conversation with a low friction question. And then here's an example of the question. The one thing follow-up, 3 to 5 days later. So this is 2 to 3, 3 to 5. If the answer with your curiosity question, which is this one here, then we move forward. Social proof nudge, 1 or 2 weeks later. So there's a gap between, question, nothing happens, then we come back. Okay? And here's the answer that they give us. Now let's go and take a look at Gemini. Okay, so the problem is that the prospect views the transaction as complete. You offer a gift, they accepted. Look at the different approach. This one went straight to give us kind of like the recipe of how to do it. When Gemini, it kind of, starts talking a little bit about it and then provides the path. And it looks like the path is similar, but I like the way Claude kind of humanizes things. But this one is also a very nice recipe to get it done. Let's go and take a look at the ChatGPT option. This one goes a little bit more direct, but it's also interesting the way they do it. Okay, so this is what I wanted to share with you guys today. You can see that the different tools will give you different answers, and at the same time, the usability of having conversations and transcripts ready as part of the context that you provide the different LLMs.